On this episode, we talk Thanksgiving break at Universal Orlando Resort, as well as Epcot over at Walt Disney World, Vivo Italian, Cowfish, and a whole lot more. Today is December 1st, 2023. And this is episode 622 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. And if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you're planning your trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you did not get that advanced dining reservation you so desperately wanted, don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. So before we get into today's episode, all about our Thanksgiving break, excluding the International Festival of the Holidays that we covered last episode, we do have a little bit of an announcement from our friends over at the House of Mouse Expo.
Are you a Disney enthusiast searching for a gathering of like-minded fans? Your search ends here. Get ready for House of Mouse Expo 2024, taking place at the Osceola Heritage Park Event Center on March 2nd and 3rd. Tickets are available now at houseofmouseexpo.com. This extraordinary fan event was conceived by Scott and Michelle Atwood from the Main Street Mouse to provide a welcoming home for Disney fans and aficionados of all things Disney. It's a unique opportunity for fans to unite and share their passion. The House of Mouse Expo in 2024 promises an exciting lineup of celebrities, thought-provoking panels, stunning cosplay displays, and a global array of Disney-related vendors. Mark your calendars now for March 2nd and 3rd, 2024, and be part of this magical gathering. Visit houseofmouseexpo.com for exciting guest announcement tickets and hotel options. Want to live the VIP experience? Check out houseofmouseexpo.com.
Woohoo! I'm excited for that. Can't wait to go.
Yeah, we'll be there, so hopefully
Yes.
you'll come out and see us.
Yeah.
And see everything else that's going on there. Super excited for the third year and to be a part of it. So make sure you check out houseofmouseexpo.com, as Greg just mentioned.
Yes.
So today we are going to cover everything about our Thanksgiving break down at Universal, at
And
Disney
Disney.
World. Yeah, that is outside of Festival of the Holidays, which we covered on the last episode. So let's start with Thanksgiving Day is when we headed down.
We did. We woke up, recorded, kind of just took our time, stopped by Starbucks, and headed down. So we got there around noonish or so. A little later, checked into our room. Hat was ready, which was great. We got unpacked and then went to go get on a bus to head over to the Universal City Walk area and the parks.
Yeah, we were staying at Dockside. Endless Summer is our go-to at Universal.
Especially now with the family suites.
Yeah.
And they have 3 full beds in them. So this time it was nice.
Queen beds.
Yeah. Full.
Queen
Sorry.
size. Full queen-sized beds.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. So it's nice that, the girls each got a bed. And, of course, Jeremy and I had basically our own room. So that's really fun. And then, anytime we go there, the girls can each bring a friend if they want.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and even at this point, the girl, they don't want to share a bed if they don't have to.
Correct.
When we travel, and so
if it's
having
with each
that,
other.
right, with each
They'll
other,
share with other
friends or
people.
whatever. Yeah, fine. But even Kaylin will share with Tina, which she has done in the past. No qualms whatsoever.
Correct.
But God forbid you stick Lacey next to her. We have to build a pillow fort. Like in between, like the Great Wall of China has to be built in between them because God forbid they touch. On the way down, there was a situation where Lacey's foot touched Kaylin and it was touching it.
She was snuggled up and trying to fall asleep, and I think she did. And because when you fall asleep, you kind of like relax a little bit more. So I think she was tucked up, and then unfortunately she started to fall asleep and she relaxed and her foot touched Kaylin, and Kaylin's like, "Don't touch me."
I mean, the look of disgust in Kaylin's face
really was,
that her own sister's
sad.
foot was touching her. was a little bit sad. But
It's very sad.
anyway, where were we with that? Oh yeah, so Endless Summer, we'll probably stay there another time or two here in the next 2 months. I don't think we've mentioned it yet. We have made the decision that come March, because we had a whole situation with the girls' annual passes. With the way that Universal works is, especially when you're on flex pay, the way that we do, and you pay monthly, you basically just automatically kind of renew each year, and then you can cancel with 30 days notice at any time, basically. But you have to have a full year first, 12 months.
Correct.
Which we have done because we've been pass holders now for almost 4 years.
Right.
But there was a mix up last time, and the girls' passes basically restarted. Theirs are 12 months is up in March, and we have made the decision that we're not going to continue with Universal annual passes at this time. It is not financially responsible for us to do so. And while we do love going there and we love providing content, and we can continue to do that either through the knowledge we've gained for the past 4 years or through incredible guests like John Self, and other folks we can have on to still give you some Universal content. It just doesn't make sense for us to continue at this time when we can take that amount that we're spending every month and put that, first of all, into either our own lives and finances and bills, or Disney. There's a lot that we can do with the amount that we're spending every month to bring you additional Disney content, like maybe, every couple months a tour or something that we haven't had an opportunity to do yet because we've been, spending all that money at Universal in addition. But
and the hard part too is we run out of time.
We do.
I mean, we're going to Disney a couple of times a month, and then I need to be home or I'm going to lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I've just got stuff we have to do at home. We can't neglect our house and stuff like that. So, and then it's like, okay, well, for home, well, then when we go into Universal, and then if we go to Universal, then we're missing out on Disney.
Yeah.
So,
and if we were true locals that like we could finish recording right now and in 20 minutes be at Universal, it'd be a completely different story. But you're right. You have to really etch out an entire weekend time, whatever. But we are we're going to be doing a trip the first full weekend in January for Kaylin's little birthday celebration. She will be 16.
Sweet 16. And she has decided on a getaway.
Yeah.
With her boyfriend and
us. We'll be there.
Yes.
Will be separate bed situations. Another reason that Endless Summer is outstanding.
Yep, it'll be a date weekend.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and we'll be buying him a ticket, so he can actually go and enjoy the parks.
Yeah.
So
and we're looking at a split stay. Just again, and this will actually be a great informational trip and episode when we come down to it, because of the split stay that we're doing to save money on hotel. We're going to do Surfside or Dockside one night, and then we're going to do, it looks like, Portofino with the included unlimited express pass the second night, which will then give us a 2-day access though to express pass. So that's going to be interesting to do, and then we'll talk about some of the tickets and the cost of getting him a ticket for 2 days, both parks and all of that. So that'll be cool. And then we're hoping to maybe do one last hurrah in February with Rob and Tina and family to experience Mardi Gras, which we love, before we go ahead and send in that notice to Universal that says bye-bye. So all of that being said, we did head over to City Walk, and we had planned our Thanksgiving meal was going to be at Vivo Italian, originally at Cowfish, actually. And then we found out that on the Friday, Rob and Tina were going to come in for a night, bring the kids, and they all love Cowfish. We've always done Cowfish with them. We said, all right, let's go ahead and nix the Thanksgiving meal at Cowfish. We'll make it for that Saturday. Yeah. So we can go with them. And we had, we love Vivo so much.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, let's book Vivo. We had a 4:30. Not having our express pass kick in until 4:00, being premier pass holders at the moment, it didn't really make a lot of sense for us to kind of go gung-ho in the parks and try and ride things between 1 and 4:00.
And things were very busy.
And it was very busy.
It was.
That morning was actually pretty slow. Like Thanksgiving morning was the time to be there.
Yeah.
Not so much as it got into the afternoon and evening. Yes. Yeah. But let's talk a little bit about what we did decide to do. And Lacey was super excited about this, wasn't she?
She was. which is the holiday tree hunt sponsored by Earl the Squirrel's Tree Farm. So it's cute. They give you this little almost like booklet, but it only opens once. And it has, where it shows each tree is, and like for example, the Cosmic Bookstore, Velocicoaster Store, Island Market Export, Cat in the Hat and things. So, you go and find these, and it has a map and it shows, and each tree has a number hidden on it, and the number has a letter, and on this,
it's like a decoder.
Yeah.
It's a little decoder ring.
Yeah, I just started to say on
what it's very similar to?
Huh.
A Christmas Story. Where he listened to the radio show.
Oh yeah,
and
your
had,
favorite.
They had a decoder ring.
Yeah. So anyways, we find them all, and it says, so this year was See You in the Snow. And it's super cute too, because it was a nice little, how much was this, by the way? Sorry.
$13 all in. They do not take any sort of pass holder discount. The team member even told me that they don't get a discount on it. So it's $13.
Which, speaking of that, the reason I was asking how much it was is because we got a nice slate tree ornament that says this year's tree hunt, and it was just super cool. I liked it.
There's, I will say this, as we talked about the scavenger hunt, and we got the cookie cutters for Festival of the Holidays with Olaf.
Yes.
And they usually have some good prizes, but the overall value of them is nothing compared to this. Like over at Disney, like you wouldn't pay $10 is a lot to just get a little plastic cookie cutter. Now I understand you could do the scavenger hunt and all of that, and that's great. That is all part of the entertainment. But nowhere are you going to buy an ornament that's actually that nice for $13, and in addition, get to do a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And all the trees are beautifully decorated. This is so much fun. It's another one of those things, much like over at Disney and their scavenger hunts, get you into places you might not see otherwise. We took photos of every tree. It's just fun. Like it becomes a game. This year, you weren't looking for Earl in the tree. You were looking for all his friends that they've now have. Also, in the last year, good for Earl, got himself a girlfriend. Pearl, the squirrel. So Earl and Pearl, the squirrel.
Earl and Pearl.
Yeah. So good job, buddy. But yeah, so this is just super fun, and we really enjoyed that. And we pretty much did that. I think there's a dozen or so trees. We found all but 2 of them on that day while we were going around, until it was basically like, all right, we couldn't make it around, I think, to Velocicoaster. And I think there was another one over there in Wizarding World that we potentially missed.
There's 15
trees. Of them. So we found 13 out of 15 on the first day. And it took up a good chunk of time of us just walking around and just enjoying the parks and all of that. Didn't ride a thing. But then we went ahead and got over to our reservation at Vivo Italian for our Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
This is our first Thanksgiving ever, I think, for both of us in our 44 years of being alive, that we did not eat Thanksgiving food on Thanksgiving Day.
Probably.
Even 11 years ago when we went camping over in Clearwater, we went to Cracker Barrel and had Thanksgiving food.
Right.
Rhonda's favorite of all time.
It's awful.
Even 2 years ago, we did Thanksgiving at Fort Wilderness with your family.
But we cooked the whole thing.
We cooked the
amazing.
between
so fun.
The whole family. We cooked an entire Thanksgiving meal. I fried a turkey on the campsite. Like, it was incredible. This would be the first time we were not having that food on Thanksgiving Day, which was kind of weird. The day didn't feel like Thanksgiving at all.
Not at all.
It didn't have a feeling.
Not at all.
If anything, it just felt like it felt more like Christmas Day than it did Thanksgiving Day. Because it's not like you're walking around looking at turkeys.
Right.
And, I
just
whatever.
started to say, only because like right next to Viva Italian was, they already set up all these like beautiful snowflakes that are lit. And then at night there was, snowflakes that projected on the ground and moved, and then snow every few minutes would come out. It was just amazing. And then of course we're looking for trees with the holiday tree hunt. And then everything's just decorated for Christmas, obviously. I wouldn't say it felt like Christmas though, because we didn't have anything in our room like we did last year when we were at Disney for Christmas.
But it didn't feel like a day different than any other.
No, not at all.
Which was fine.
Yeah.
Like, Thanksgiving for us is, everybody's in the house and you're cooking all day long. And,
Thanksgiving for us was Sunday.
Well, yeah, it was the Sunday before, which was exactly what we needed. So, if you go back episodes 380, which is quite a while ago, but more recently, episode 602, we cover even more about Vivo Italian. So if you really want to hear about all kinds of dishes, you can listen to those two as well as this one, because we are going to talk about our Thanksgiving meal, just the four of us.
Yes.
The four of us had not sat in a restaurant, only the four of us, since last Christmas of 2022 at Whispering Canyon.
And you're sure about this?
I am 99.9% sure. Because,
just checking.
First of all, often it's not just the four of us.
Right.
A lot, with Disney, it's you and I. And a lot of times with Universal, it is with Rob and Tina, or it's with whatever.
Cassidy.
So, yeah. So it had not been just the four of us in so long. And we got this entire day, which was just amazing. It's something, we miss out on. And the girls are getting older. 13 and almost 16. We don't have a lot of time left with them here in our house.
Yep.
And so these moments are really important to us. And so that was kind of the thing, was like, we're going to sit here. We're going to just have the four of us. A lot of like, hey, put your phone down type stuff, and it was just absolutely wonderful. Let's start off with some drinks. What drink did you order first? We're at an Italian restaurant. Anybody guess where Rhonda's headed?
Yeah, Limoncello Collins for $14.50. But I've had this before. This is actually Martin's Miller London Dry Gin, but it's first limoncello. And I asked if we could take the gin away and just add vodka, and then it's simple syrup and lemon juice. And she was like, absolutely. So that's what I had. And it was refreshing, fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically at this point a limoncello martini.
Pretty much.
But they're originally with gin, so they're serving it in a Collins glass. I went ahead and got their barrel aged for $14.50. This is Old Forester bourbon, aged in a wooden cask, served Manhattan style. This was very good. It was, what's so funny is it's almost like it's a little bit opposite of how this whole meal will be opposite of how we did Enzo's Hideaway. In the sense of that, like, who ordered what?
Yeah.
What you ordered for a drink would have gone so much better with my meal.
Yeah,
what I ordered for a drink would have gone better for your meal.
Yes.
And then let's follow those up at the end of the meal. You went with a chocolate martini by default for $15.50 because what happened?
Oh, this was super weird and cool. Finally, so we are looking at the menus, and everywhere I started asking, like, do y'all have your Christmas drinks out yet? The one lady at the bar in the City Walk area said they get them next week. This one, she didn't say they had any, but on the menu there was one drink that sounded like a Christmas, like, how do you say, dessert drink. And at the end it said peppermint stuff on the top. Like,
crushed. It was crushed candy canes.
Yep. So
menus have been at this point, because we're going to get to the meal portion, but this is at basically the end of the meal around dessert. When we're ready for another drink, the menus have been taken away. So we don't have the main menu with us.
Right.
And I had specifically pointed this drink, I think, too. And I was like, oh, look at that. That sounds pretty good. And you're like, oh, that might be my dessert drink.
Yes. So we asked the lady, and she's like, no, that's not on the menu. That's not.
We look it up. We bring up our phones. We look up the menu online.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep.
No mention of it.
So she says, let me go talk to the bartender. So she goes to talk to the bartender. She's like, nope. Don't know what you're talking about.
Never heard of this thing.
I'm like, oh my gosh. I was really close to being like, can I have like a stack of your menus? And like, because she also pulled a menu.
Yeah. And showed us.
And
not on there.
Not on there. So I'm like.
So we both think we're losing our minds.
Kind of, but I was super close to being like, can I just have a stack of your menus, please? And go through them. So We do. We get the chocolate martini, which is Bailey's Irish cream, vodka, and Godiva liquor for $15.50, and this thing was fantastic. So good.
Yeah.
Such a great dessert drink. And she comes over and she says, I need you to know you are not losing your mind. It is on the menu. It is a newer item. She said, but at this point, she also asked the bartender, and they do not have the ingredients yet.
And it sounded like this menu was not supposed to be presented to us. The ones that we got, it kind of sounded like they had printed new menus that are coming soon, but they were not supposed to go out to guests yet, is the way that she kind of, because it's not on every single menu.
Right.
So I think there was a stack of new menus that is getting prepared with this beverage on it. But we were just like, oh, thank you. Like,
I was just glad we weren't losing our mind.
It was just funny. I got an old fashioned as kind of my dessert drink for $17, and it was great. But let's get into the food.
So let's start with the kids first because they're silly. We'll start with Lacey. She looked at everything, and even though she likes pasta, she's like, nope, I want chicken fingers. $10. She didn't like the fries that much, but she said that the chicken fingers were fantastic and reminded her of the cruise.
Yes.
And she had more good memories, I think, of the cruise.
Yeah.
So she really, really was loving them.
She absolutely loved them. And yeah, the fries were just standard fries, but they weren't seasoned at all.
Yeah.
So like for me, like I tried some fries, I put some salt on them, and I thought they were fine. But it is funny, you know, she goes that, but $10 for a kid's meal, and she ate every last bit of chicken.
Yep.
And between the two of us, I mean, we ate a good amount of the fries. Like $10 was a really good deal.
Between the two of who? You and her?
Yeah.
I didn't eat them because she says she didn't like them.
Between her and I, she still had some. Then Kaylin, who also loves pasta,
she does, but
did not get pasta.
She did get something Italian.
She did,
which is the under the salad portion, a classic Capri for $14. This is marinated tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, basil, balsamic, and sea salt.
And a lot of arugula.
I just started to say, it doesn't say it on here, but there was a nice little bed of arugula that you could eat with it. And she did not like it. She did taste it. I was proud of her. But she also spit it out. She did not like it at all. I think arugula is one of those things that are like, you either like it or love it, or hate it.
Yeah, it's very peppery.
It's so good. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's really good on a pizza, actually, at the end. Like, not cooked with it, obviously, but...
But I took a bite with the arugula and it all together.
And the mozzarella and tomato and
fantastic.
balsamic everything? Yeah.
Yes.
And this was beautifully presented. It comes out on a round wooden board, and around the outside, like half moon, is the layered mozzarella and tomato, real fresh, and then the arugula kind of salad just plopped right in the middle. This was going to be her full meal.
Yeah.
You know, and even we had to help her eat all of it. It's a pretty decent portion, though.
And that mozzarella was so fresh. Like
so were the tomatoes.
Yeah. And then it was funny because there was some red, but then there's some yellow, which she turned her nose up at the yellow. It was like, what is this? And I'm like, it's a tomato. So I can't remember if she tasted it.
I think she did end up tasting, because I said, Kaylin, it's going to taste basically the exact same.
Right.
Like, you won't notice a real difference. But this was outstanding.
Yeah, it was.
This would be a wonderful shareable appetizer. It is so fresh. It is, when you think, it's Capri or Caprese? Is that one of those ones that it just depends on what you say, right? I think the Italian is actually Caprese.
Yeah.
We say Capri. But anyway, this was so fresh. It was so light. It was so flavorful. Like, the tomatoes at the perfect ripeness. And I'm not somebody who considers myself liking tomatoes, but I'll eat them in a dish like this.
Right.
And I love them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just sit there and just, like, you guys would take just a tomato slice, put salt and pepper on it, and just eat it on its own.
Absolutely.
I would not.
Okay.
But this, sign me up. It was so delicious. All right, let's move on to our pasta dishes, which are made fresh daily in-house. You can actually see racks of pasta drying.
You said that was fake.
I don't know if those ones were real or not because I never saw them pulled off. I think those, but in the back you could see additional pasta. But the ones that was right up front in the wraparound bar area in the open kitchen, I don't know if those were real or not because I never saw them take from it.
Okay.
But they are. But there is stuff in the back you can see, and they are making it fresh daily.
Yeah.
Let's start with your dish and what you got because you went for the very hearty, baby, it's cold outside dish.
Yeah, so they had gnocchi with pork cheek for $29. This is potato gnocchi, ricotta, braised pork cheek, cream, porcini mushrooms, arugula, and salsa verde. And this,
you were asking at first like pork cheek,
yeah, that was
WTF?
weird. Yeah,
and I said, first of all, it's one of the most tender cuts.
Yep.
And we have had it before. I don't know if it's still on the menu, but at least was, and we had it at Wine Bar George. I believe it was served over polenta.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, so I was very excited for this dish. It was very good. The gnocchi was a nice, like, creamy, like, I don't know, it tasted more like, I don't know how to explain it, almost like a more potato-y than pasta-y.
Yeah.
And more like,
which it is made of potatoes, of course.
right, but it was more like, to me, this was almost like a potato stew.
Okay. That makes
which
sense.
was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Would I get it again? Absolutely. But
well, first of all, we did forget to mention their bread is ridiculous. Their bread is so good that they.
Oh yeah, they just bring us bread. That was nice.
We had mentioned when we did California Grill. We did Narcoossee's recently, sat at the bar. We had the sweet potato gnocchi. And I remember saying,
like that.
I remember saying it was good, but I think I would have preferred a regular potato
Yes.
gnocchi. Then I had this one. I don't think I like gnocchi. I think it's what it's called.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't love it. I would rather have traditional egg flour pasta, basically.
I liked it.
I thought the
it was
flavors
great.
of your dish were so good.
Yep.
The pork cheek it's shredded. It's super tender. Had a real robust sauce with it.
Yes,
Even the mushrooms in it give it a nice earthy, meaty flavor to it. I think it done with any other sort of traditional pasta would have made the dish a lot better for me personally, as opposed to having the gnocchi. Was my thing.
Well, I really liked the whole thing, but my butt was, it was hard because I tasted Jeremy's.
Yeah.
And it was so good that it overpowered mine.
You wish you had ordered my dish.
I absolutely did. And I feel almost like I can't give mine a true critique on it.
Yeah.
Even though it was fantastic, what I ordered again.
But you had to compare it to what I got.
I had to compare it because what I ordered again, absolutely. But if I was there and you were like, which one would you get? I would get yours, which is the.
Well, first, before I
Oh.
discuss my dish, did you hear the words that came out of Lacey's mouth when she had her chicken tenders? She said, "These are the best chicken tenders I've ever had."
Lord!
I'm just putting that out there.
No.
Okay.
So we know where she gets it
just putting
from
that out there
because you're gonna say this.
So I decided to get the Trottole pasta for $23. This is Trottole pasta, which is
Corkscrews,
It's almost like if a
big.
corkscrew and a spring had a baby. Like it's almost a combination of a corkscrew
Okay.
and a spring.
That
Lots
makes
of
sense.
ridges, lots of places for flavor and sauces to get in there. House-made fennel sausage meatballs, broccolini, red pepper flakes, oven-dried tomatoes, chicken broth, and Romano cheese. Here's what I think I said to you while we were there. I'm okay saying, I'm not going to say this is the best pasta dish I've ever had.
Here we go, folks.
This is my favorite pasta dish I've ever had.
And that's fair. That's fair.
You know,
This
it's
thing was
possible that
so
I've had
daggum
other
good.
dishes that were potentially composed better. Like if you just want to talk about the actual like flavor, whatever. This was stupid. This was out of this world.
I don't know why
Good.
it was so fantastic.
The house-made fennel sausage meatballs,
Oh.
unbelievable. You could taste that fennel.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
It
so
was
good.
so light too and refreshing because, you know, as it says chicken broth. And so, I mean, you know, you picture mine, and I'm sure Jeremy has the pictures, but you picture mine and it's dark and it's like stewy and it's like cold night. This is like Jeremy said when we were at Enzo's Hideaway, like his is like a glass of white wine and this pasta sitting outside, summertime, under an umbrella like you're in Italy or something.
You could serve this cold as a summer poolside, beachside pasta dish, and I think it'd be amazing. Almost like a pasta salad. It blew my freaking mind how good it was.
It was so good.
And those oven-dried tomatoes, they were little halved cherry tomatoes. Whatever they do to them in the oven, I don't know if they end up putting sugar or something. They were like these little bursts of sweetness. Almost, where is it before that we've had the, they were gummy. They were like gummy tomatoes, remember?
No.
Where was that? I'll remember they were sitting on the side of a dish, and I think it was literally they had used gelatin and tomato puree and made gummies out of them.
Oh, that's weird.
And they were amazing. This was similar to that. They had this, they were chewy.
They were just dry.
They had so much flavor. Oh my God, I loved this dish.
Yeah, it was. I want to get this again.
We'll go back. We'll each get one. Like,
get it to go.
I mean,
I think I said that like the next day or something.
I mean, even when we decide to give up our passes,
we can still go to City Walk.
I would still go to City Walk and go to Vivo and eat this. I absolutely loved it. Like I would give anything right now to have this for dinner. If it could happen, that would be so freaking good. So highly recommend it. I looked for Tritole pasta at Publix. They do not have it.
I was just going to ask, did you look? Because, you know,
I bet you have to get this somewhere like Whole Foods or yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never heard of this pasta style, and I loved it.
Yeah, but to see if like something
other
similar,
places serve it. Yeah. All right, let's move on to dessert. And we had just had tiramisu over at Enzo's Hideaway.
Oh, and back to mine real quick. Mine was brand new.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's actually, it's not on their online menu even currently.
Correct.
It's on their printed menu.
New menu that she gave me that they actually obviously had the ingredients and everything. So, yeah.
And don't let pork or beef cheeks, don't let the word cheeks like turn you off.
Turn Teen off.
Yes, you won't know. Like, you would think it is just the most tender shredded beef or pork
just like
ever.
A stew.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that it's technically the cheek portion of the cow or pig. So, all right, what did we end up opting for since we had just had tiramisu recently at Enzo's Hideaway? And this did come recommended from our waitress.
It did. And Lacey wanted it because she's had them before. And that is just a cannoli. $10. There's 2 of them. This is sweet ricotta filling. Chocolate chips, pistachios, and Luxardo cherries.
Mm-hmm. There was $10 worth of Luxardo cherries on the plate alone.
Well, there's like 4.
There's like 4. I know.
That's not $10 worth. But anyway,
$3.50.
Maybe $3.50.
$3.50.
It was good. I like pistachios. It's so funny because cannoli just sounds so good, and she even said they make them there.
Yes, they make the shells and the cream
everything,
filling and everything from scratch.
I don't think I'm like you, like with gnocchi. I've had cannolis multiple times. I don't think I like cannolis. Like they're not.
They're fine.
My cup of tea.
Yeah.
For a dessert, I do like it. Like, I like the taste. I like the cleanness of it, the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
But I don't
like I like the composition of them. They're hard to eat. You know, as soon as you bite in the first time, that shell cracks everywhere. The creamy filling is just all over the place. Like if this was a layered style dish or like served in like a parfait style glass where it was layered with everything and you could just like eat it with a spoon, I think I would actually enjoy it more. As weird as that is. But it was very good. I love the pistachios with it, the crunch of the chocolate chips. Yeah, it was very, very good as far as cannolis go, if you're a cannoli type person. From here, and we sat here for quite a while, the sun had set at this point.
Yeah.
We knew we had a really big day ahead of us for Epcot the next day on Friday, and meeting up with Rob and Tina that evening. So the girls opted to head back to the hotel.
Because they didn't want to ride anything eating.
Yeah.
So
right. And Universal, you're pretty much working with, jerky rides that aren't always the best for a full stomach. But you and I decided to go do a ride. This is our fell in love ride, I believe, is the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so we did go over in Islands of Adventure. We rode this.
And then we went home.
Yeah, and then we went back to the room, and we pretty much put on Hallmark movies, and we relaxed and,
We did,
and got
and
some rest.
The main reason we were doing that is because we actually went ahead and bought tickets for the girls for Epcot.
Yeah.
So we told them way ahead of time, we are getting our money's worth, and we are going to be rope dropping that.
Yes. We also knew that we were going to have probably a cutoff time at Epcot around 3 or 4 p.m.
Yes.
Because we were going to get back when to meet up with Rob and Tina, who were going to arrive at Universal around that time, and we were going to spend the evening and all with them. So, you know, it was really important that we got there for a rope drop. So just chilling Thursday night was awesome.
It really was.
It really was. It was
really
nice,
was.
relaxing. Got up the next morning, and I snagged Cosmic Rewind for us.
Woo!
Lacey
was super excited.
Yeah, she was very excited. Went out and told them. Got a pretty good group number and all.
34, right?
Yeah, 34.
Early.
Yep. And we're going to meet Lucy and Caleb over at Epcot because they were there for Thanksgiving. They were staying at the Wyndham Lake Buena Vista right there at Disney Springs that we love. That's like their go-to hotel now. And so got Cosmic Rewind, and then I wanted to do individual Lightning Lane as well. Because we were not on property guests, that meant that I would not be able to purchase it until 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So we got over at Epcot. We get checked in. We actually needed to go to guest services. We wanted to reactivate Lacey's DAS pass so that we could take advantage of that for her, you know, during the day. And it's easier over at Universal because we really don't ride anything before 4 p.m. And when our Express Pass kicks in, you know, the waits are shorter, and she's okay with those and all. But we're like, you know, we're going to take advantage of DAS here. And so while we're standing there and the guy's getting us all reset up, also I forgot to pack the girls' Magic Bands. So we wanted to get them a hard ticket so that it would be easy to use DAS and all those types of things, and not me have to break out mobile magic every time and swipe through and all that junk. So I'm sitting there, 9 a.m. hits, and I'm like, let's get it. I was like, we can ride at 3:30. Purchase 5:30. So I'm like, I'm not going to purchase it. We're going to be gone. I wish that they would fix it the way that they fixed the dang virtual queue. Remember, because the same thing used to happen with virtual queue. You would go in, you would see a virtual queue was available. You then confirmed your party. And by the time you moved on, it was either a much later group or it was gone. Why have they not done that for individual Lightning Lane? There's zero. Hold my spot.
Yeah.
If I click it and it says it's available at 3:30, then put me in it at 3:30. Don't make me then go and confirm my group and wait for this time while other people are snagging them up. And then even by the time I was like, well, you know, I'll keep checking back. Sometimes they'll release more.
Yeah.
It just kept back, 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever. And it's just, it's so frustrating. So we didn't get to ride it twice, but that's fine.
She did
and
want
honestly,
to.
it saved us $80 in the end.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
it sure did.
And by 3 o'clock, they were kind of ready to roll and done with rides anyway.
They
but
were.
We did take advantage. We got to ride, what did we do? Test Track.
Yes, because she wanted to.
Soarin'.
Yep.
We did, obviously, Cosmic Rewind. What else did we do? We did a couple others, I feel like. And this was all while navigating through Festival of the Holidays.
Right. And looking for Olaf.
Yep. Doing the scavenger hunt.
I think we were supposed to do Remy.
We had
if she
Remy.
wanted to.
Yep.
I can't remember if it broke down, and then when we could get it,
it was going to be
it was just-
later,
we were
and by the time it was
about to
around
be
3:30,
done.
we're ready to roll. She was like,
she's like,
good.
I'm
Like,
ready
she's
to
like,
go see
Kayla
Cassidy.
didn't give a poo. Like, she really didn't care. I mean, she enjoyed her time there.
Yeah.
No, they had a great time. And we had a wonderful time with them. It was so good to have them back. We've got wonderful pictures in front of the tree from the Photo Pass photographer that we can remember. You know, I do want this to be a yearly thing that we get them back to Disney.
Well, what did Lacey say that you were super excited about?
She said, I want to spend, because she knows I'm going to make us travel next Christmas. We're not going to spend it at home. We'll spend Thanksgiving at home. She said, then I want to do Disney, but only if we stay at Coronado Springs.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Deal, girl. You got it. So we had a wonderful day at Epcot, and it was so great. And then we headed back over to Dockside to get changed out of our Disney gear, put on some Universal gear. So Rob and Tina came. They got their room. They were staying at Dockside as well, just a floor below us. We all met up, took the buses back over, and it's after 4 p.m., so it's Express Pass time.
Yes.
And we did Jeez. Velocicoaster. We did Forbidden Journey. We did Doctor Doom. We did Amazing Spider-Man. We'll talk more about in a minute.
Gringotts.
We did we do Gringotts that night or was that Saturday? I think we might have done that Saturday.
We did it that weekend.
Yeah, we did that.
I'm trying to remember.
I mean, we knocked out a lot of stuff with that Express Pass. It was great.
And then was that the night they had they ran into Friends?
Yeah.
Or was it
the girls ran
Saturday?
into Friends because the one kid went on Doctor Doom with us.
Miles. Was that Friday or Saturday?
That was Friday evening. Yeah, that was Friday night.
Okay.
And we did Doctor Doom and all that. So we just had a great time.
We did.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
We get on.
This was
and
all because of me.
It is, actually. Why is it because of you? Because you forgot your Express Pass. You didn't have your pass on you for us to do Doctor Doom.
Yeah, so
we
it
had to go
said
through
5
standby.
minutes through
Yeah.
standby. It was not 5 minutes. So I felt really bad. And
But this ended up leading to one of my favorite theme park experiences of all time.
Okay.
So we're riding Amazing Spider-Man. If you go back 2 years when I went to IAPA and Logan Zawacki from Theme Park Shuffle, Sally Dark Rides, he actually got me in on a panel, and it included all the folks that were a part of creating this ride. And it was a fascinating hour and a half about everything it took to create this ride. It's been one of my favorite theme park rides ever. It truly is a weekend that Rhonda and I think fell in love 20 years ago, and we rode it 3 times that day. And I love this ride. And I knew a lot of behind the scenes. I knew how things were built, how they did the set pieces, how they created all these effects, and it holds up to this day. 2 decades or whatever later, this ride holds up. So we're just about to enter into the area with the floating Statue of Liberty head, the Doc Ock. Right when Doc Ock comes out and he's got the levitation device and all that. And it breaks down. And we're just sitting there. A couple minutes maybe.
Yeah, not too long.
We've got 9 of us, first of all, in our party.
Yes.
And then there's another couple with us.
Yep.
So that's it. All of us in the thing. 11 of us in the car. And then they flip the lights on.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, either they're going to come and we're going to walk off this ride, or the vehicle is going to just nicely, calmly exit.
Right.
No. It full-blown turns the ride back on with all of the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see every detail. You can see every set piece. You can see everything. And what was so incredible is that normally you're riding this ride in the dark.
Yep.
Every set piece was painted to perfection. Everything was still hidden. I was just absolutely blown away about the amount of detail that went into things that you're supposed to never see.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating. Go out to my Twitter, go out to my Instagram, or our Instagram and Twitter at MainSTMagic. The video is out there. I got about a 2.5 minute video of us going through the ride. It was the coolest freaking thing. I loved it. And none of that would have been possible because we would have been on the ride about 10 or 15 minutes earlier. Yep. If you had forgotten your pass for Dr. Doom. So thank you for giving that to me. But yeah, we had an awesome night. We got back to the resort and everybody was hungry Friday night. So we went down to Pier 8. I ordered 3 pizzas.
Oh, that's right. And a burger for me.
Yeah, and a burger for you.
Burger.
Yep. I love Universal's resort pizza. Sorry, but I do. I think I got a pepperoni, I got a cheese, and then I got maybe like a meat lovers. And again, there's 9 of us. Rhonda got her burger. We all sat around. We ate 3 whole pizzas. Not that they're giant. I mean, you could finish one yourself if you really. I
just started to say they're almost personal pizzas.
Yeah. And it was just great. We had asked Rob and Tina if they were cool because, again, there's not a lot for us to do on a holiday weekend in Universal until that Express Pass kicks in.
Yeah.
So what did we decide to do Saturday morning?
Lacey wanted Kendra Scott, and because we were here, I was like, well, could we just go to Disney Springs in the morning? So we asked Tina, and she was like, yeah, we'll go shopping, which was great for her because she went to Lululemon and got some stuff. Yep. And then we did go to Kendra Scott. And this is the day after, 2 days after Thanksgiving, where all the, how do you say it, Black Friday sales were still going on and stuff. So, yeah, and we went over there, and they had some good deals. Lacey got a couple of Kendra Scott necklaces that we're going to wrap up for Christmas. And it was nice for Tina, too, because she got some Lululemon stuff that now is going to Christmas, and then her daughter and then her niece was like, all right, now you're done. So it was nice. So yeah, and then let's see, we
grabbed a drink at City Works.
Yep.
And then Rob and I sat there for a little bit and just hung out while you girls all went and did some more shopping. The kids all went into what is it, Swirl on the water, and they got their Dole Whip and the Dole Whip flight and an extra Dole Whip and all, which they really enjoyed.
Yep.
I'd been eyeballing we have the candy corn Donald Sipper from Halloween.
Yes.
Well, this year he is dressed up as an adorable little Christmas tree that lights up and everything.
Super cute.
So there is a little churro popcorn cart, and they were opening at 11. I see the Donald Sipper. It was like 5 of 11. So we sat and we waited. Here's the thing with this one. And this is stupid. Okay. Previously, you buy a popcorn bucket. It's one set price. It includes your popcorn and refills. You buy a sipper. It's one set price. It includes soda. Normally fountain soda. They used to actually put it in the sipper. And then they were like, no, we'll just give you one on the side in a paper cup. No lid or straw, God forbid. And you're on your way. You got one price. Here's what they're doing now in only some locations. In the parks, it appears it is all one price for, I believe, $18.99 includes your soda. Here at Disney Springs, what they've decided to do is you can add the sipper to any non-alcoholic beverage for the additional price of $15.50. You cannot buy the sipper alone for $15.50. No.
Nope.
You have to buy a soda, which is already what, $5.50 or something like that, or $5. By buying a soda that I don't want in the first place, they are now giving me the pleasure of purchasing the sipper for $15.50.
So we bought Tina
I bought Tina a Diet Coke in the bottle, which is fine. But overall, this ended up costing $20 to $21. And I had not seen it in the park. So when I posted about it, there were plenty of people that were like, I got one at Cosmic Rays, which included the soda and was cheaper. So first of all, either do one thing or the other.
Yeah.
And don't do this thing. Disney.
Well, remember, Disney Springs is different. Where
I know.
If you go to Pandora, you only get 10% off. But if you want a charm, go in the parks and you get 20% off.
Yeah. I mean, and it's fine. I was, as much as I think this is ridiculous, I bought the dang thing anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's basically Disney's getting exactly what they want, and I technically got what I want. But, but just something to note. If you are going to be encompassing the Disney Springs and the parks, and you do want to save a few bucks on this thing,
absolutely
get it when it's all included.
100%.
That's all. You did want to get some treats here from Amorette's. They've got some wonderful holiday treats, right?
Tina wanted a wine slushie, which she loves that one. I think the best out of where they sell them.
Yeah, because Wine Bar George has them.
Yes.
Yep.
So, they also had their holiday collection treats for a limited time, of course. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get a couple. They have a holiday sweets petite cake. This was a spice cake, cream cheese icing, apricot jam, and fresh apple compote and Italian buttercream. I did not get that, but it was super cute. Lacey,
gingerbread on top.
Yeah,
some
Lacey
cookies.
wanted me too,
beautiful.
but I did not.
Yeah.
They also have a cookie and milk eclair. Almost got that, but didn't. They have a gingerbread cheesecake. Again, almost got that one because it's cheesecake with gingerbread spice, chantilly cream, and bourbon caramel sauce. But didn't get that because they had a hot cocoa creme brulee. This is hot cocoa creme brulee with toasted marshmallow cream. And they also had a Christmas tree cream puff, which is pistachio cream puff.
Yeah.
These are super,
it's great because they package them up
cute.
to go. I mean, they're in little to-go boxes.
Well, they asked me.
Oh, they did? Okay.
When I ordered,
because
they
you weren't
said
going to eat them right then.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So I said, yes, to go, please. So, and we were going straight. It was, wasn't real hot out.
Yeah.
Yet. And we were going straight from here back to put them in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
So later that night we ate them and I really liked them. The hot cocoa creme brulee was, how'd you consider it more like a.
I didn't get any creme brulee from
mousse,
it.
like,
Yeah, it was more like a fudgy mousse, but it was good.
Yeah,
it was very, very chocolatey.
It was very, to me, it was, I got where creme brulee comes in because of how the smoothness was in the center.
When it did have the sugar topping, the hard sugar topping.
But, I still thought it was good. It was very chocolatey, but I think I did like the Christmas tree cream puff, the pistachio cream puff the most.
That was super good.
It's really good. I even ate it the next morning. We didn't finish it, so I ate it the next morning before we left because I was like, this will be my breakfast.
Yeah. I loved it. It was super creamy, had a lot of good flavor to
real
it.
Light.
Yeah, real light. It was, I liked it.
Not punch you in your face pistachio.
Right. Yeah.
Like it was kind of punch you in your face chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Fantastic.
Amaret's is great. Amaret's is really, really
Yes.
good. We don't stop by there enough. Like, we eyeballed Gideon's, but it was just insane. We weren't going to bother with it. And we do love Gideon's. But how come every time we go and we're just like, oh, we really wanted something sweet. Gideon's is long. Okay, see you later. Why don't we just go over to Amaret's and get something there?
Yeah.
Let that like fixate our sweet tooth because I can't think of anything we've ever gotten from there that we didn't really enjoy. And again, we don't go there a ton, but it's outstanding. So yeah, from there we went ahead and headed back over to Universal, and we had a 1 p.m. reservation for Cowfish. Tina, because it's hard to get 9 people together on a reservation, she made it for their 5. We made it for our 4. And when we showed up, we just said, is there any way you can combine us? If not, it's fine. And we've done this before. The kids get a table. We get a table.
Yep.
Sometimes it's better, to be honest, because then you don't have to deal with 5 children. Teenage children.
Yep.
At this point.
All of them.
All of them.
All
teenagers.
of them.
Yeah. Ranging from 13 to 16.
14, 15,
13, 14, 15, 15, and 16, right? Like that. Yeah, it's a lot of kids. They were able to actually put us together, and we sat outside, which is lovely there when the weather is right.
Yes.
I really do enjoy sitting outside of Cowfish.
Yeah.
So as we always do, let's start with some beverages at Cowfish, and we're going to talk about what you and I had, what the girls had. Robin, we'll just skip ahead. Rob got a burger. Rob thinks everything is fine. So I think he got the jalapeno burger, and it was fine. He pretty much likes everything. Tina got one of the bento boxes. She loves their little cucumber salad.
Yes.
And it is delicious.
It is.
It is so good.
It is good.
Yeah, but let's start
and
with...
they just got beers.
Yeah.
Michelob
Yeah, they get
Ultras.
Michelob Ultra. Tina gets a lime in it.
Yep.
What did we get for drinks?
So I got this Ruby Panther for $16.25. It's Deep Eddies Ruby Vodka, simple syrup, lemon juice, pink lemonade, and raspberries. And this was really good, super refreshing. Yeah, really good. I like the raspberries in it. It reminded me of like my normal drink, but just a different. I mean, there was lemon juice in this one, but still a different little tartness.
I was thinking of the Jock Lindsay's, but theirs was cherry, where this one was more towards the raspberry flavor. I thought it was kind of similar though. No?
Nah.
Well, still, it's nice. It's refreshing. It's kind of pink.
Very
good. It's
good.
pretty.
It's
good on a perfectly warm, but not hot, not cold.
Yes.
Florida November day sitting outside. I went ahead with the Hokata Nights, which is $17. This is 44 North nectarine vodka, lemongrass syrup, fresh basil, and mint, as well as cucumber. Just refreshing. A good, refreshing drink. A perfect outside drink. And then I followed that up, which I've done here before, the Buffalo's and Bacon for $17, which is Buffalo Trace Bourbon, cherry liqueur, bitters, orange bitters, honey, and candied bacon on a skewer. And it's very good, too, if you like bourbon drinks.
Not
I know you do not. All right, let's move on to what the 5 children ordered 2 of for appetizers.
Which
is a fan favorite.
Oh, yeah.
We
But
helped out big
too,
time.
yeah.
This stuff is so good.
And it's the crab rangoon dip for $16. It is creamy crab rangoon with Parmesan panko crust, wonton crisp, sweet chili sauces, and chives. And those wonton crisps, you can't beat that, man. I think you could make wonton crisps, and I'd eat them with anything.
Oh, I ate some with just the chili oil on it, or the chili sauce on it, and they were just they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And this is a deconstructed crab rangoon you'd get from your local Chinese takeout.
Oh yeah.
But elevated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so much better than that. and we loved it. We ate up through both of these. Again, there was 9 of us, but we all enjoyed it very, very much. For the main dish, because our girls barely eat, they both got a sushi roll.
Mm-hmm.
Lacey got a veggie roll for $12, which was basically just filled with avocado.
Yeah.
And then Kaylin got a shrimp tempura roll for $15.
Mm-hmm.
I did try her shrimp tempura roll. Very good. It's if you've had a shrimp tempura roll, this is a shrimp tempura roll. I mean, you're getting exactly what you expect, right?
Good. Yeah.
So very good for them. I think Lacey ate almost her entire roll, and I think maybe I think 1 or 2 pieces of Kaylin's, and she still had a piece or 2 left.
Okay. Wasn't you gonna take it with her?
Yeah, and we're like,
No.
we're not going back to the room. Like we're gonna be here for another 3-4 hours riding rides. I don't think that 1 shrimp tempura needs to go on Velocicoaster.
And then she was
So-
talking about like eating it like later. And
Yeah.
we're like, no, that's
She's-
still
yeah,
no.
she's
Just
funny.
leave it.
All right, let's move on to their burgers and sandwiches. I had not done a burger here in some time. The
Mhm.
last time I think I did a burger was probably 2.5 years ago. I did the one with the pear on it and the brie, which was super good. And most all of their burgers are very over the top. There is a lot going on in them. That includes their dynamic duo for $22. This is, first of all, they're all like handmade patties. It's a really good blend of meat, and the burgers are really good on their own. If you literally came here and just said, all I want is meat, cheese, and bun, you're going to have a fabulous cheeseburger.
Okay.
This one is topped with braised short rib, sweet roasted garlic, like whole garlic cloves,
Oh yeah, I remember.
provolone cheese, tomato onion jam, lettuce, onion, tomato, all on an onion roll. And then I got standard fries with it. Their fries are really good there.
Mm-hmm.
The burger was outstanding. For having that much stuff happening, it's one of those you could still kind of taste the individual components. You could still taste the meat of the burger.
Right.
You could still tell there was a good burger in there, and everything else just accompanied it and just worked. It's messy. It is run down your hands and your arms with
was.
juices, but it's delicious. And sometimes you just want a plain, nothing to it cheeseburger, and it's great. And sometimes you want some crazy mess like this, and it's also really, really good. I would get it again.
Good.
I loved it.
Nice.
What did you get?
I got a chicken bacon avocado sandwich for $19. This is grilled all natural chicken, applewood smoked bacon, avocado, lettuce, tomato, wasabi mayo on a brioche bun. This, first of all, grilled chicken was very large,
Yeah.
sticking out both sides of the bun.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Cooked great. The avocado was just perfect. It wasn't too hard. It wasn't too mushy. Of course, lettuce and tomato, and then the wasabi mayo, so you had a little bit of the spice. And then I actually got sweet potato fries and asked for honey on the side. And then I dipped my fries in the honey, and my whole meal was fantastic.
Yeah,
I
if
love
y'all don't know that little hack about sweet potato fries,
Oh yeah.
ask for a side of honey.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
Yes,
it's like, yeah, it's that savory and sweet. It's almost like you're eating dessert, but you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Good.
You know, between Cowfish and Vivo Italian, you know, these are the two we've gone to the most at Universal. And there are 2 places, like we said, that, you know, after we go ahead and give up our passes, we will return to City Walk for these places.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of I've mentioned before, their mashups. Like, I don't like their, what do they call it? The burger-rushi.
Yeah.
Where they basically are like, we have a sushi roll, but then it is layered with filet mignon. Like, I don't like their mashups.
Yeah.
I like their sushi that is done like really good sushi,
Yeah.
and I like their burgers that are done as really good burgers. I don't want those two to like meet. They don't need to hang out. But separately, they're amazing. And if you want to try all of it, those bento boxes are great, like Tina got.
Yeah.
Because she gets a sushi roll, she gets the cucumber salad, she gets, I think it came with maybe edamame, 2 little burger sliders. Like, those bento boxes are pretty cool if you want to try everything, but not mashed together.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So from there, Rob and Tina were going to head home that evening. But I think we finished up at the park maybe around 8 o'clock. Did Velocicoaster again at night. Oh,
That was cool.
I will say this. I like Universal. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't miss Universal when we're not there. Like,
Right.
we miss Disney.
Right.
I enjoy Universal, but for us, Universal becomes very much about the rides, whereas Disney is as much about just the entire everything. It's from rides to resorts to restaurants to hanging out to friends to just, we've gone for 3 full days at Disney and not ridden a single attraction. And it's been incredible.
Right.
I couldn't imagine going to Universal for 1 day and not riding an attraction. Like,
Correct.
that's the focus.
Correct.
I'm going to miss Velocicoaster so much. Like, I really am going to miss it. Everything else there, I know we'll get around to, if we go once a year or whatever, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we will. I'm going to miss Velocicoaster. That ride is so good. We rode it twice while we were there. And it is just the absolute freaking best.
Yeah.
So went back to the room. Rob and Tina packed up their stuff, headed home, and then we finished the trip the same way we started it. The four of us. At this point, because it was later, we were all kind of hungry, so I went down to Pier 8 Market down there. And again, I think that Universal's value food courts just destroy Disney's value food courts for the most part. And they have some grab and go sandwiches. They have a bunch of hot items, but I was like, yeah, let's just get something I can grab, take back up. Went with the Italian.
The parfait.
Yeah. Oh yes, we did get her the yogurt parfait.
Lacey.
She wanted She had parfait as well.
Did she?
And then I got the Italian sandwich for $11, which is salami, capicola, sopressata, provolone cheese, roasted red pepper, lettuce and tomatoes. And I got the tomato and mozzarella sandwich, which is $9. This is on muffalata bread, vine-ripened tomatoes, buffalo mozzarella, fresh basil, Parmesan pesto. First of all, I don't know any other place on the planet that you're going to find 2 sandwiches of this size for a combined $20.
Yeah. They're huge.
They're huge.
Chips.
And they're delicious. And they come with kettle chips.
Yep.
They're absolutely delicious. My only fault is there is a lot of bread.
Much bread.
So much bread. But we all sat out in the main living area. Yep. Laying on the beds. We put on Sweet Home Alabama, which I had never seen. She is a horrific human being in that movie.
Who?
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I didn't watch from the beginning. We turned in about halfway through. She drops Patrick Dempsey like nothing at the wedding.
Because she was still married.
I know, but you shouldn't have let it get to that point. But then she just was like she had no remorse whatsoever while she's dropping. Even he was like, oh, okay, sounds good. And then Murphy Brown comes in and calls her some dirty words. And then she punches Murphy Brown in the face. And then it's just like, yeah, I'll just go back with this redneck that I'm still married to, and I even missed all that part. But from the 45 minutes that I saw is the reason I've never seen this movie. And I know people swear by it. But
and people are gonna like. Ooh,
I know. I'm gonna get some. I'll get some hate mail
hate
for this.
mail?
But and I apologize. I did not see the first half of the movie, which maybe then I would be like, oh, this is great that she just dropped this guy at a wedding. Which, first of all, from what it looked like, the Murphy Brown mom was paying for the wedding, correct or not?
Yeah.
So she's paying for the wedding that she just that Reese Witherspoon's character just so nonchalantly is like, nah, I'm cool. You know what? I kind of decided it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna do this. And again, Patrick Dempsey's just like, no, okay. Sounds good to me. What are we gonna do? My mom's mad. Oh. So anyway, but it was great. We ended the trip the way we started, our little family of 4. We slept until 9:45 the next morning, which some people are like, yeah, it's a Sunday. What else would you do? We never do that.
Yeah.
We're not people that sleep in. I especially am not. And when I looked at the clock and it was 9:45,
it was hysterical.
I felt like waking up when they woke up on Home Alone. And they woke up late because the alarm didn't go off. Like all of a sudden, and we didn't have to rush to be anywhere. But
you started
still.
rushing.
Oh, I started rushing because I'm starting.
Well, we have to be out by 11.
Yeah, but also, we enjoy when we do these trips. We enjoy our Sundays getting up, getting out, getting home, and still having an entire day left.
Yeah. And
we got home and we did. We still had traffic was rough on the way home, and it was raining, and it was holiday traffic, of course. It's a very busy travel day, but we were home in time to go to Publix and get stuff and do peppermint bark and make cookies and sugar cookies and
finish our Thanksgiving weekend off.
Yeah. We all sat at the table of 4 and had dinner, which I know some people do that every night. We don't. We just don't with our schedules, and we've never been that family that sits at the dinner table every single evening and talks about our day or whatever. It's just not who we are. But doing it was really awesome.
Lacey and we made cookies.
Yeah.
And then we made peppermint bars.
It was great.
We had TV on. It was of some sort of Christmas.
We did Polar Express.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think we had put an elf on at one point, maybe.
I'm like, 'cause it was just in the background because
Yeah.
we're literally making all this food and stuff. So
I mean, as I mentioned, I think last episode, like this was one of those trips that I'll remember for a very long time. That will stick out. It was awesome. Everything about it was just truly outstanding.
Yes, it was.
We have another trip coming up here. Neil Patrick Harris, Candlelight Processional. Super excited for that. Akershus breakfast. I believe filling in before that, we're recording on Thursday. This episode comes on Friday. Our good friends Scott and Michelle Atwood from the Main Street Mouse are actually coming up to visit us here in St. Augustine. Rhonda's going to do her hair. And while she does that, Scott and I are going to record what we hope to be will be a very fun, impromptu, off the top of our heads, Main Street Magic episode or two. We're going to talk about the past, present, and future of Disney. Movies, Marvel, Star Wars, parks, resorts.
Oh my goodness.
All things. No agenda, just two buddies talking about Disney that love Disney. So super excited to do that. But once that's done, we will go ahead and we'll have the Candlelight Processional information. Hatbox Ghost materialized today at Magic Kingdom at Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
We're going to try and catch him on Friday before we come home and go ahead and check him out. Maybe ride Tron. We'll see. But we'll bring you all of that. So if you want that information, you want those episodes, do not forget to hit subscribe, and you get these episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, your little Christmas gift to Rhonda and I takes you nothing but a minute or two, and that would be to leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.